just appreciating the intro song. How we doing, everyone there? It is Friday. My name is Sam. Welcome to United People's TV, live every Monday to Friday, 9:30 a.m. UK time, on YouTube, on Facebook, bringing you all the latest Manchester United news. How are you all doing this morning? Of course, the headline for today's show is CR7 is back. I couldn't do a live video last night because of where I was, but let's talk about it now. Let's talk about the reaction to Ronaldo getting his shirt back. Cheers, Cavani. Cheers, Dan James. We'll speak about that in a bit. We'll talk about when his debut is going to be and the complications that are in the way of that. I'll explain that throughout the show. We'll speak about all the internationals last night. England's 4-0 win over Hungary. Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw were involved in that one. Victor Lindelof and David De Gea faced off with Sweden against Spain. We'll speak about that. We'll speak about the August Player of the Month and the 3 players that are up for that. And we can speak in the comments as to who you think is going to get it. But Viva Ronaldo, as I can see flying in the comments. How are you all doing this lovely Friday morning? Smash a like on the video if you're new. Actually, no, just smash a like on the video, ladies and gents. It's Friday. It's Friday, and there he is. There's the man himself. Let's be honest, we knew it was going to happen, right? CR7 was always going to happen. They were talking about special dispensation from the Premier League for Cavani to switch shirt numbers. But as soon as Dan James left the club, number 21 became available. I did a tweet about it straight away. We all knew it was going to happen. Dan James left, 21 became available. Edinson Cavani's number for Uruguay has always been 21. The moons aligned. Cavani took number 21, left number 7 for CR7 to be back in town. And it couldn't be anything else. It couldn't be anything else apart from CR7. Great comment coming in here. I can see Daniel watching this morning. Good morning to you, my friend. Good morning to you, Anuj. How are you doing, everyone? As always, get your comments in throughout the show. It has to be the most interactive live show on YouTube for United and Facebook. Matt, any suggestions on where to get a CR7 shirt without putting money into the Glazers' pocket? That's what I'm looking for as well. I've been recommended DH Gate. I want to get the Ronaldo 7 shirt. I don't want to give any money to the Glazers. It's a bit of a predicament. So if anybody knows any good ones, hit me up on Twitter and I'll share it with everyone at @SamPeoples_, asking for a friend that wants to buy a shirt, a United shirt, without paying Manchester United any money. Which is asking for a friend, though. Asking for a friend. Good morning, Gary. How you doing, my buddy? My home shirt is in the shop now, getting the name and number. Hopefully not the Manchester United official one there, Gary. Come on, because we know, as you can see, representing the oldschoolfootball.co.uk shirts that they sent me, representing the fact that I'm not giving any money to the Glazers. And honestly, what I will say is, I think I might do a video this weekend on Ronaldo and the Glazers and what the impact of that is. There's a real big talking point there that we have to discuss, because the Glazers and the anti-Glazer protests hit a peak last year. Have we lost momentum behind that? And is Ronaldo a big reason as to why we've lost momentum? You can let me know in the comments below. But let's just talk about Ronaldo, man. Ronaldo 7, CR7, baby. It could not have been any other number, right? Remember that. It could not have been any other number. It could have been, no, it wouldn't have worked. It would not have worked. First of all, it's his brand. His brand is CR7. So from Ronaldo's perspective, it couldn't have been anything else. Cavani, big up Cavani for letting him have it. And there's Ronaldo said something about that afterwards. He said, I wasn't sure if it was going to be possible to have this number 7 shirt again. So I would like to say a huge thank you to Eddie for this incredible gesture. So drop a like on the video there for Edinson Cavani. Cavani, big up to you for doing that. I mean, you probably didn't have much of a choice. I'll be completely honest. But it was good to see that he didn't kick off stink. I think Cavani has presented himself extremely well at Manchester United pretty much the whole way through, other than the whole situation that kicked off when he was like, I thought he was going to piss off to Uruguay and ignore the club's rules. But he hasn't. He's stuck here. I big up Cavani. Big up to Cavani. Adam, you're saying on YouTube, can't wait to see him at Old Trafford again. You're not the only one, Adam. That Newcastle debut hopefully will happen, but will it happen? That's what I'm going to talk about next. So Cristiano Ronaldo was away on international duty with Portugal. Scored both goals in the 2-1 win over Ireland, but picked up a yellow card. Now, that yellow card is effectively why we're hopefully going to be seeing Cristiano Ronaldo against Newcastle. So big up to Ronaldo for getting that yellow card, getting himself booked to make sure that he can come back to Manchester early, to make sure he can make his United day. What a guy, what a bloke. Jeez. But in all seriousness, there was an issue with quarantine. And this is it. So this is Paul Hurst from the BBC, I believe. He's from the BBC, isn't he? I know the Times, my bad. So Manchester United applied for an elite sport exemption on Ronaldo's behalf. And that would have meant that Ronaldo didn't have to isolate for 5 days upon returning to Manchester. The government rejected it. So Ronaldo will be treated like any other traveller who flies to the UK from Portugal. That means that Ronaldo will have to isolate 4 or 5 days. Now, if Ronaldo had stayed with Portugal for their game against Azerbaijan, then it would have meant that he couldn't have played against Newcastle. So as I said, Man United applied for that elite sport exemption. It would have meant that he didn't need to be there for that isolation. He does have to do that. 5 days isolation, but because he's returned early, he doesn't have to play Azerbaijan. It means his isolation can start from tomorrow, which means he should be free to train with Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. He should be able to join in Wednesday, Thursday, roughly into Carrington. And look, Ronaldo's as fit as a fiddle. That's not going to be an issue. But it looks like Newcastle will happen. It really looks like Newcastle will happen. And that is going to be a hell of a day. Tom, you're going to be there. Look at that. Look at that. Big up. Big up to you, Tom. How you doing? Nice seeing the members. Lone. Couldn't keep a straight face when talking about Ronnie's yellow card. Could I? Hell. Nah, he didn't get it on purpose. Of course he didn't. Ronaldo playing for his country is a massively proud thing for him. He's now the highest ever goal scorer internationally of all time. Guinness gave him a little world record this morning. But yeah, he loves playing for Portugal, and winning the Euros with Portugal might, if you asked him, I think that might be the trophy that he might treasure the most. Either that or the first Premier League or Champions League with United. I think he would probably put one of those three things down as the most important trophy he's ever won in his career. But UK viewers won't get the chance to even see him against Newcastle Sells Malps. TV 3 p.m. kickoff. Look, I find that hilarious, really. All the TV companies, they're like, oh, yeah, we want this game, we want that game. They're picking up all the big games. They looked at Newcastle and were like, nah, I don't really fancy that one. And now it's Ronaldo's return. It's going to be one of the most anticipated games ever, and no one can have it because it's the 3 p.m. kickoff. I find that hilarious. I'm trying to get a ticket for it from a mate. If I can find a spare, I'll be there. As I said, what a year I chose to pause my season ticket in protest of the Glazers. And as I said, I'm going to be doing a video. I think I'll probably release it tomorrow on Ronaldo and the Glazers. I think there's a question to be asked there. There's a conversation and a debate to be had there about Ronaldo, his impact on Manchester United, and his impact on the anti-Glazer movement within the fan base. Make sure you watch that, please. And make sure if you're new here, drop a like on the video and subscribe. Because it's International Week, so many of you decide, not all of you who are watching, so many United fans go, nah, can't be asked to watch. And everything just dips. Huge dip from the huge interest we had last week with Ronaldo. Huge dip. So no one really watches. So drop a like on the video and subscribe if you're new. What are we at now? Because remember, ladies and gents, I'm giving away a Ronaldo shirt at 205,000. What are we at now? 204. 706. We still need 300. I don't think there's going to be 300 subscribers joining today. But if you are new and you like the channel and you like the interactive show that we do here at United People's TV, please think about subscribing. Would love to have you on board. Jessica Walker, you're saying Cavani is a legend himself, sportsman or what? Hey, look, you're right there, Jessica. I think it's a really big thing that Cavani did there. I think it's really nice of him. Nice is it? Yeah, it's a gesture from Cavani. And that's why I said big up to Cavani for doing that. And I don't think Ronaldo will forget that. Gary, you're saying glad you kept yours. I'm glad you kept yours, Gary. I'm fuming. I'm not fuming because, I stood by my own protest. I stood by what I was doing against the Glazers. But you bastards. You bastards. You've robbed me of having that. I've had my season ticket every single year since Moyes became Manchester United's manager. So for me to have endured all those years and to have given up this season with Ronaldo, hey, look, he'll be here next year and I'll look forward to it next year. I'll get a few away tickets. I'll go to those games. Hopefully, you can get to a European away as well. I'll get to watch Ronaldo in the flesh at some point this year. It just won't be at Old Trafford that often. Any news on Sancho, says Ryan. So Sancho pulled out of the game against Hungary yesterday with an injury. He would have returned to Manchester United. I don't think it was a massive it wasn't a massive injury. I think it was more of a precaution than anything else. And that's what I like to see with Manchester United players in international duty. I like to see precautions taken when it comes to injuries. Not the last thing we want is our players to be injured going into the game against Newcastle. And remember the fixtures. In fact, we'll do that. We'll have a little conversation about the fixtures that are coming up after we return from international duty, because we had on paper a relatively straightforward start to the season. We had, well, I say very straightforward. Leeds at home wasn't the easiest game. Leeds at home. Then we had Southampton away. Then we had Wolves. What's coming up next? I will run through that in a bit. But yeah, it's just a knock as far as I know for Jadon Sancho. It shouldn't really affect his ability to play Newcastle. And I'll tell you what, I want Sancho pinging in those crosses to Cristiano Ronaldo. So I absolutely want him back. Let's have a look. Jason Wall, good morning, Sam. Keep up the good work from Dublin. It's going to be an interesting season. Big up to any Irish Red who's watching. Big up to all of you. Big up to anyone who's watching from everywhere. I'll tell you what, we haven't done this in a while. You let me know in the comments where you're watching from. Remember the town and the country, and I'll add you onto the fabled United People's TV map, which I haven't actually updated in a little while, have I? Sorry about that. Let me see if I can log in. There you go. Log in. The map is here, baby. The map is here. 187. This is always good fun. Let's go back to it. 187 pins on there all around. Look at all of you all around the world. It's incredible. I love this. But we'll do that later on. So you can let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'll try and get you added onto the map. Let's move on to the next point. And what are we speaking? Oh, no, this is lovely, this one. You'd enjoy this. Smash a like on the video for this one. Look who's there. Woo-wee! Number 7, Cristiano Ronaldo. Look at that attack that we've got there. Man United's attack. This has to be easily the best attack since we've had since. What would I go back to? I probably would go back to 2007-8, 2008-9. That time when we have Ronaldo, Rooney, Berbatov, Tevez, Nani was in there as well, for sure. But this attack there, Ronaldo, Martial, Rashford, Greenwood, Cavani, Sancho, and then you've got Ilanga Chong and Shoretire, who, I mean, I'll tell you what a year to be a United youngster, eh? What a year to be a United youngster. They are going to be so excited to play with those players, to play with Sancho, to play with Ronaldo. And so is Marcus Rashford and Greenwood. Everyone's going to be buzzing their bloody tits off. But look, let's go. It's going to be a slightly slower show this morning. There's not going to be that many watching. So let me get a few of you added onto the map. Let me go down here. Oh, what we've got. Ender watching from Long Island in New York. Good morning to you, Ender. I'm sorry if that was offensive. That was probably quite bad, actually. But Long Island. Big up to Long Island. I haven't actually been to America properly. Long Island, New York. Yeah, there you go. Welcome to the map. Ender. Big up to you for watching from New York on Facebook. Make sure you drop a like on the video. Let's get a couple more added onto here. David watching from Drammen in Norway. That's definitely not on the map. So in you go. It's been a while since we've done the map, isn't it? It was a fabled thing, as Matt called it, the fabled map that came out at the start. We were doing it every single day. People then had a go and said, Sam, man, I love your content, but can you stop putting the goddamn map up? So I was like, you know what? That's a little bit fair. And then I stopped it a little bit. But now we'll bring it back. And we've got Unot watching from Windhoek. I'm going to go Windhoek in Namibia. Let me hope you spelt that right. Yeah, big up to you, man. There we go. 3 more added to the map. Look, drop a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe. I'll head back to the map later in the video, and then we can get a few more of you added onto the lovely map. But there we were speaking about Man United's first team squad and how amazing it's now looking with Ronaldo in it. Whether or not you think Ronaldo was the right signing that we needed to make, that's a bit of an opinion thing. And I understand it if you don't think it was massively the right thing to do. But he's here. He's good. And I can't wait to see him playing for Manchester United. So let's head back here and let's carry on with the news. So it wasn't just Cristiano Ronaldo who was in international duty this week. It was plenty of United players. And last night, Harry Maguire, I can't wait to see if Harry Maguire can start banging in the goals this year for Manchester United. If Harry Maguire had a better conversion last year, with his headers, he would have scored so many headers for Manchester United. He won so many corners. So he won so many headers from corners, but his conversion rate was just poor. But last night, Harry Maguire, he got on the end of a cross from Luke Shaw. Let me see if I can zoom in enough there. You can read it like that. Look at that. Isn't that nice? So Harry Maguire scored following a Luke Shaw corner last night. Cracking. It was a good, was it? It's his 5th goal for England in 38 games. That's pretty decent for a centre-back, I'll tell you that. But this season, we've got Ronaldo, we've got Varane, and we've got Maguire. I'll tell you what, can I even like play that? Because it's a little small. Yeah, I shouldn't get done for copyright there, should I? Nah, don't think so. I might do though. Ah! Don't take the risk. Anyway, Maguire got his big noggin on it and it went in. And I want to see Maguire scoring plenty of headers this year for Manchester United. He has to improve on that. He won so many headers from corners last year, but his conversion rate was so poor. Maguire is one of the most dominant players you're ever going to see from a corner. And we've got Luke Shaw firing in deliveries now. We've got Ronaldo alongside him, and we've got Rafael Varane. Throw Scott McTominay in there when he's playing. Nemanja Matic when he's playing. We've got a big squad, man. We should be more dangerous from corners, and we should be better at defending set pieces. Crucial thing that United have to improve this year. We've got Eric Ramsey in. We've got Varane in to partner Maguire, and we've got Ronaldo back in. Maybe he's going to be the person that, I think it was Van Persie who did it when he was at Manchester United. He was the floater. So whenever the ball went in, Van Persie would just chase where that was. He wouldn't mark anybody. He would just go where the ball was. And he'd always be he got his headed to the ball so often from corners. I think Ronaldo will do that as well. Ritesh saying, Ron will teach everyone how to win headers. Don't worry. Well, there aren't many better headers in football than Cristiano Ronaldo. His leap, his header, that's going to be fantastic to watch this season at Manchester United. If anybody wants to fire in a comment that you really want me to answer, please fire in your super chats. Subscribe if you're new, or if you'd like to, hit the join button. Join as a member. Join the United People's TV family. There's plenty of member perks. There's a tier which is cheaper than the price of a pint. Any money you do bring in is only going to get reinvested back into the channel. So it's your way of helping support United People's TV to go that level further. But see how we're doing here. Oh, look, we've had a few more subscribers. Thank you very much. Nearly 10 more subscribers. Big up to all 10 of you for joining. Anybody else, keep joining in. As I said, when we've reached that 205,000 subscriber mark, I'm doing a Ronaldo United shirt giveaway. Everybody will want to be involved in that. You'll want to be involved in that. So make sure you do subscribe if you don't want to miss out on that opportunity. And why would you want to miss out on that? That's going to be great. But let me head down here. Let me head down to the comments and see what you are all saying. A shout out for Leon C. Do we have a fellow Leon Seer? Leon C is currently where I am. Where are you at, Chalky? Where are you at, Chalky? And but try not to, by the way. I can see you, Walcott, on Facebook. Try not to spam the comments with where you're watching from, honestly. I know you want to get yourself on the map, but maybe I'll keep the map to a Friday thing. I saw your comment up there earlier, Ian. Maybe the Friday can be the interaction that we do. I'll bring the map back, but try not to spam the comments too much. Tim, what are you saying in the comments? We need to find a system of play that gets bloody crosses into the box. We won't use Ronaldo properly if we don't. It's an excellent point, and I think that will happen, Tim. With the players that we've got this season, absolutely. We've got, as I said, Jadon Sancho is somebody who is going to run to the byline and will be able to cut crosses in. Cristiano Ronaldo is somebody who will be able to meet that cross at the front post. He always makes the right runs. Last couple of years, we haven't really focused on getting crosses into the box because we've had Rashford and we've had Martial and we've had Greenwood as our attacking options, and they don't naturally run into the box to get on the end of crosses. So why would you fire the cross in? It's kind of a waste of time. We do have to switch that play up, and that's a big reason why it's so good that we signed Sancho. Sancho is someone that has natural width. Sancho is somebody that not only will just cut inside, Sancho will definitely run to the byline. He has the ability to cut on the outside of defenders as well. And that's why it's so important for me that Jadon Sancho plays on the right-hand side. So when he does do that cut, he can whip across in. Get him on the left, and he's always going to have a natural tendency to cut inside. And that takes the pace away. And what United have now is pace in abundance. So if we're hitting on the counter-attack and we've got Jadon Sancho on the left, he's always going to have to take an extra touch before getting that cross in. And that's going to slow the attack down and take away the ability to properly counter-attack. That, for me, is why Jadon Sancho has to play on the right-hand side. Simple as that. But we had, look, as much as the draw, sorry, against Southampton frustrated us, and a lot of the performance against Wolves frustrated us. We ended August with 3 games, 2 wins, and 1 draw, undefeated. And there were plenty of good performances. But who was your player of the month? The votes are open now. Big up Harry Robinson, by the way. Harry Robinson used to write for United, for the People's Person. So he's gone from the People's Person to writing for Manchester United. Big up to Harry. Good guy. But who is your nomination? Let's get that nice and full screen. Let's get me a little bit bigger on the screen and we can discuss it. Player of the month for August. Who gets your vote? It's either Bruno Fernandes, Mason Greenwood, or Paul Pogba. Now, you let me know in the comments, but also don't just type a name. Give me reasons. Give me reasons as to why you would choose Greenwood ahead of Pogba, for example. Give me reasons as to why you would choose Fernandes ahead of Greenwood or Pogba. Because all 3 of them on paper, they had excellent months. For me, there's probably only 2 choices. As good as Bruno Fernandes was, it's between Greenwood and Pogba for me. Greenwood is somebody who scored in every Premier League game so far. Greenwood, this is a 19-year-old Greenwood, has come in and absolutely taken his opportunity. When he's playing through the middle against Leeds, outstanding. Even when he's playing out wide against Southampton, he still scores. Even in a game against Wolves, when Manchester United were just not in that game, he scores. Greenwood has had a fantastic month. But Paul Pogba has 5 assists in 3 games. 4 in the first game. I think he got the assist against Southampton, if I'm correct, because it was Varane who got the assist. No, Varane got the assist against Southampton, and then Pogba got the assist against Wolves. Pogba's been absolutely fantastic. He really has. 5 assists in 3 games. You can't overlook that. But who do you choose? Who do you choose? Comment here, firing in from Ritesh. What are you saying? How about a 4-3-3 with Sancho on the left and Greenwood on the right? Ronaldo is centre forward, and the rest of the team, as explained. Hey, look, I personally don't think that we should be playing Sancho on the left in any way, shape, or form. It's my own opinion. I don't want to see him there. I would rather see him on the right-hand side. I think that's where we signed him. But heading back to what we're talking about here, we've got Abby, you're saying Greenwood for goals or Pogba for assists. Ian, you're saying Mason has showed up in all 3 games. Pogba only showed up in Leeds game, and Fernandes hasn't done much since Leeds. Mason Greenwood, no doubt, says Bobby. Pogba for me, says Josh. Greenwood scored in all 3 matches and was important with his movements in all 3 games, says Ifosa. Greenwood, because he has kept up the consistency, says Janesh on YouTube. Make sure everyone, you please come on, drop a like on the video. It's great. Honestly, I hope you all enjoy the interaction that this show brings and offers. And as the season progresses, I'm going to make it bigger and better. Any ideas for any types of shows you want me to do, hit me up on Twitter. My DMs are always open. If you want to be involved in United People's TV, my DMs are always open. If you've got something you want to offer and be involved, my DMs are always open. But, Jack, you're saying, I think if Sancho scored once, then goals will come endlessly. I do agree on that. I'm not worried about his slow start, not even in the slightest. Tarakul, you're saying Mason has scored in all 3 games, whereas the other 2 have had iffy games around their good ones. Look, there's lots and lots of comments here coming in, flying in about all the different players. Lots of you think Paul Pogba, but I would say a majority of you think Mason Greenwood, and I do not think you can give it to anybody else apart from Mason Greenwood. I think it's really unfair on Paul Pogba. In the same way that when we beat Leeds 5-1, it was Bruno Fernandes who was given man of the match, and Paul Pogba had no chance. But that's because Bruno Fernandes scored a hat-trick in that game, and also it's because Mason Greenwood scored in every game. Paul Pogba was absolutely indomitable against Leeds. He was absolutely untouchable against Leeds. Paul Pogba has been then forced into a different position in our 2 games since. And therefore, it's taken away from Paul Pogba's ability to dictate play like he was able to against Leeds. But Mason Greenwood is somebody who's played through the middle and was absolutely outstanding against Leeds. He was forced to play right to accommodate for Martial against Southampton, and he was still the difference maker with the goal. And then you see the game against Wolves where we were frustrated for the full 90 minutes. And Mason Greenwood popped up with the magical moment that won that game for us 1-0. Mason Greenwood has been the difference in games. Paul Pogba has been fantastic, but Mason Greenwood, I don't think you can look anywhere else apart from giving him that vote. So for me, what do? Just vote here. Mason Greenwood. Mason Greenwood gets my vote for player of the month. I think Paul Pogba, fair enough if you want to give it to him. But as you can see, 66% of United fans are all agreeing that Mason Greenwood should be player of the month. And he absolutely should be. Mason Greenwood, I can't wait to see what happens this year with Greenwood and Ronaldo. Jonathan, what you're saying, aim has to be Greenwood and Ronaldo up front for 1 year after Cavani leaves. Then maybe Haaland in after Ronaldo leaves. Oh, forgot about Martial bench cover. I personally think next year, I've already spoken about that in a little bit of detail, but I think it's basically going to be next season we go for Haaland, Martial leaves, Cavani leaves. It's going to be Ronaldo and Haaland and Greenwood. That's going to be our three. Ronaldo will stay for 1 more year, and then it's going to be Haaland and Greenwood. I think the future looks incredible for Manchester United at the moment. If we sign that defensive midfielder, if we strengthen the positions that we need to strengthen this team, we've got so much quality and so much talent throughout this team already. Let's head back over to the fabled counter. It's on 725. We've had another few subscribers joining in. If you're here, welcome to United People's TV. It's Friday. Get that Friday vibes in. Hit that like button and subscribe if you're new. I don't know why I'm singing, but that got me singing. Right, let's head down to the comments here and see what you are all saying. Don't forget Rashford. Of course, I'm not forgetting Rashford. Rashford's on the left-hand side. I'm speaking about up front and our options up front. I'm speaking about Greenwood. I'm speaking about Haaland. I'm speaking about Ronaldo. Rashford should only be considered a left winger. Simple as that. Do not play Rashford on the right wing, please. He's not good on the right wing. It's not his natural position. Rashford on the right-hand side is just, he's someone who's forced to think before he makes his final decision. On the left-hand side, he just knows what he's doing. He runs at players when he's doing it. It's great. Matt Planky, how you doing? Planky. Do you prefer Matt or Planky? I'm going to call you Planky. Actually, I'll call you Matt. Do you think we can get a CDM in the January transfer window? That's really an important thing to think about. And Gary, you're asking the same question. Of course we can. We got Bruno Fernandes in January. But I would very much say it depends on what happens with West Ham between now and January. Because the only defensive midfielder we are going to go after is Declan Rice. I think that is so important to understand as to why we didn't sign a defensive midfielder this summer. I think we could have easily got Basuma. We could have easily got Ndidi. We could have easily got a variety of defensive midfielders. But with Varane, he was our first centre-back choice. We went out and we signed him. With Maguire, he was our first centre-back choice at that time. We went out and we signed him. Sancho, first choice, went out and signed him. Ronaldo was an opportunity that we took. Central defensive midfield, I think Rice is the person that Solskjaer has wanted all along. But we were priced out of a move for Declan Rice this summer. That's why we haven't signed him. Can that change in January? Absolutely. I think it depends on whether or not West Ham can get through the group stages of the Europa League, what situation they are in the league. Because look, they've started the league very well again. I don't expect West Ham to be finishing where they finished last year. I don't think that will happen. But if West Ham can keep it up, then Declan Rice will probably want to stay there and be involved in it. Therefore, we might struggle to get Rice in January. And like we've waited this... Oh, what's going on? No, like we waited for Declan Rice this summer, we might wait again in January rather than bringing someone in. But something we need to look at here, obviously we're in the international break at the moment. It's a bit of a dip. It's a bit of a lull. That's why the videos will be a little bit quieter. Not as many comments, but plenty of you are still joining in. Plenty of regulars like Abby. How you doing in the comments? Jack, like Josh. Good morning to all of you members. As you say, if you want to become a member, you get your comments read out as a priority. It's one of the perks of being a member of the United People TV family. So hit that join button down below. Join the likes of Josh, Abby, Jack, Matt. Plenty. Victorum's not here. Where is he? Where's Victorum? Where's Orr as well? Two of the OGs. Must be late in Australia. But it's the international break at the moment. So things are on a bit of a dip, on a bit of a lull. But as soon as we come back, football returns. And it returns quickly. The Champions League starts. So let's have a quick look at our fixtures. Let's have a quick discussion about what's coming next. Maybe what the hopes are for Manchester United in September. So we've got Newcastle at home. I won't go into too much depth here because actually, now that I've started speaking about it, I want to do a video on this. I want to do a video on what Manchester United can expect from the games in September and what position we expect to be in heading into October. Maybe I'll do like a month preview at the start of every month. That'd be cool. That'd be a cool video idea. I like it. Just me thinking out loud. But Newcastle at home, you probably back United there. Young boys in the Champions League away. We've got to do well in the Champions League. And I don't think we're going to get anything apart from good vibes in the Champions League, thanks to a certain Cristiano bloody Ronaldo. Then we play West Ham twice within the space of 3 days, which is absolutely horrible. No one really likes playing West Ham that much. But Declan Rice, here you go. You're looking at the Declan Rice show. We're going to see him play twice against Manchester United in the space of 3 days. So that is going to be his audition. That's going to be where we are looking and seeing whether Declan Rice is good enough to play for Manchester United in that role. I'll tell you what, he's definitely impressed me watching England. Honestly, he's grown on me in that role. But how would he play against United in those two games? That's what we're going to be watching for sure. Then we play Villa. No Grealish, but we're playing Villa. And then we're playing Villarreal, the second game in the Champions League before we head into October. And I'll tell you what, in October, it cranks up to the megawatts. I'll leave that for another time. But these are the games in September. Again, on paper, Manchester United have been given a kind set of fixtures. It's not to say that they're bankers, because as soon as you do that, as soon as you have that mindset, you slip into the mindset of complacency, and that's when it's going to go wrong for Manchester United. But on paper, Newcastle, Young Boys, West Ham twice, Villa and Villarreal, it's a decent set of fixtures. And Ronaldo's going to be here, hopefully, for all of them. But things come thick and fast. 11th, 14th, 19th, 22nd, 25th, and 29th. So in the space of 18 days, we play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. This is where we're going to start seeing Donny van de Beek. This is where we're going to start seeing our squad rotating. This is where we need to see from Solskjaer a difference from last year. A chance for Manchester United to use our squad properly, to not see Bruno Fernandes burned out. You can't burn Rashford out because he's injured. But Manchester United need to rotate in these games. We're playing, look, as I said, that we're playing Newcastle on a Saturday, Young Boys on a Tuesday. We've got 5 days between that and the West Ham game. Then we play, let me put it up on screen for you again here, just so you can see. Go full screen there. 3 days then until we play West Ham. Then 3 days then until we play Villa. Then only 4 days until we... it's going to be, as I said, it's a chance for Manchester United to really show a difference this year. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and rotate his squad. He needs to do that. Gary, you're saying I don't think there are any easy games in the Premier League or Champions League anymore. I don't think they are. There are either, and that's what Manchester United have to have, and that's a big, huge reason why Ronaldo is important, because his mentality is only ever on one level. So he won't let his teammates go into a game like Young Boys thinking we're gonna breeze this. He's like, no, he won't let that happen. Neither will Varane, and it's a really important thing that Manchester United didn't have last year. Hugely important. Fred, what are you saying? Good morning to you, my friend. With reports of Donny van de Beek wanting away to Everton, does this mean he has no future at the club? Now, Van de Beek's agent has been speaking plenty in the last few days. Spoke on deadline day about how frustrated and unhappy Donny was, really. And then he came out yesterday and he basically said, look, we've been given assurances by Manchester United that things are going to change, that things will be different. And what we'll see, we'll know by the end of September whether Manchester United were lying to Donny van de Beek and his agent or not. Because as I said, we've got 6 games in 18 days. That is when you want to be rotating, and rotating without losing the quality of the starting 11. That's where Solskjaer needs to use his squad properly and maintain a level of quality throughout all of them. You can't just drop everyone to play West Ham in the League Cup, for example. You need to rotate and keep the level up. And it's a big thing about why Manchester United, I think, have done well and will do better because we've signed Ronaldo and Varane. Let me head down to the comments here. As always, throughout the entire show, come on, ladies and gents, drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new. We are reaching and heading towards that fabled 205,000. And remember that there's going to be that United Ronaldo shirt giveaway when that hits 205. That should be flying up towards 205,000 because I want to win it. Can I give it to... No, I can't give it to myself. That would be unfair. I won't give it to myself, but I will give it to one of you lucky viewers. A Ronaldo shirt. So make sure you subscribe on YouTube if you're watching. If you're on Facebook, head over to youtube.com/United People's TV. Hit that subscribe button, get involved. Let me see down here in the comments. Got in late. Why is the screen red? I've added some lovely lighting. Do you like the lighting? As I said, I'm waiting to move into a new studio. That's going to be happening hopefully in the next month. And when that happens, the levels are going to go up massively on United People's TV. It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it. A new shirt or a retro shirt, Sam says, Jason. It will be a new shirt. It will be a new Ronaldo United shirt. All right. Giving that away to one lucky viewer. I can't wait to do that giveaway. I love doing the giveaways. Like the video, guys. Under 10 likes right now. What? My God, such stingy people. It's Friday. It's Friday, people. You've got that Friday vibe. Come on. Cameron, where does Rashford fit in the team? That is a very simple question to answer, Cameron. Left wing, nowhere else. That is where Rashford will play for Manchester United, and I can't wait to see him play there. I want to see Rashford on the left. I want to see Ronaldo through the middle, and I want to see Sancho or Greenwood on the right. Or Rashford definitely on the left. In the middle, either Ronaldo or Greenwood. On the right, either Sancho or Greenwood. Greenwood, because it's Ronaldo and because it's Sancho, he's going to have to float between the two. But he can and he will float between the two. As a 19-year-old, I suppose you should expect that as well. But Jadon Sancho's only 21. It's just that when you sign players like Sancho and you sign players like Ronaldo, they go in your starting 11. Simple as that. You want that shirt, says Dreamcatcher. Well, you know what to do. Subscribe. I'll show you are subscribed. Dan, if Ollie doesn't rotate, then it shows he isn't proving as a manager or coach. And I think that's a fair criticism. We're sitting here with an opportunity going into September with 6 games in 18 days for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to show that he has belief in this United squad. He has to rotate. He has to bring players in, rest them when they need to. Can't be playing Maguire for like every single minute, every single game. He'll get injured like he did toward right at the end of the season. And then he missed a couple of games of the Euros and he missed the Europa League final. That was because he was burnt out. I mean, it might not have been an actual burnout injury, but I don't personally think it would have happened if that was the case. Simple as that. Sam, as a Southeast Asian fan, I don't know where to learn United's chants. Where do I do that? I'm pretty sure you can do that on YouTube, my friend. Or just watch United games and have a little listen. Maybe I had some on the channel previously, but I'm sure if you just typed in United chants on YouTube, you could get that. Mason on the right wing is undroppable right now, says A. I completely agree with that. Mason is completely undroppable. I don't think he will be going anywhere outside that starting 11, even when Ronaldo comes in. Jadon Sancho, on the other hand, he's had a poor start, but I think what we'll see against Newcastle, well, I'll do my predicted 11 next week, but I think we might see Sancho on the left. I think we'll see Ronaldo up front. I think we'll see Mason Greenwood on the right. That should, and I think that will happen. Where should Pogba play once Rashford returns? Jinesh, that is a very, very good question. And I'm not sure. I know what I would like to see. It's a 4-3-3, probably with McTominay as the holding and Pogba and Bruno therefore released. But that puts a lot of responsibility on McTominay. And I don't think that is really going to happen too much. I don't think Solskjaer likes that formation. I don't think McTominay is not a holding midfielder. It'd be compromising by playing him there. But I think it could happen. And if you do that, you get Pogba in the best position, you get Bruno in his best position, and you get Ronaldo and Rashford and Sancho all in their best positions. Ian saying, I agree 100% with rotation. Ollie has built a deep squad now, no excuses. I think he still needs a CDM, but he still should bring in some silverware. I agree with everything you said there, my friend. But it's exciting, man. It is an exciting season coming ahead for Manchester United. It was already exciting, and then we added a little sprinkling of CR7 on top of that. Ronaldo's got his shirt back. Manchester United are back. Little video I did yesterday, if you're watching on Facebook, I was just exposing the hypocrisy there is in the British press. Hated, adored, never ignored. That's always been Manchester United, and that is the case that we are now starting to see again. Ronaldo's back. I can't wait to see him play. He should be making his debut against Newcastle. He has to isolate for 5 days because the government wouldn't give Manchester United a elite sports exemption. If he got that, he could have trained straight away, but he hasn't got that, so he has to chill at home. But I'm sure Ronaldo will be, hopefully, pictures of him coming into Manchester today. I'll bring in them as soon as that happens. But before we do finish, it's Friday, it's interactive day. So you let me know in the comments where you're watching from, and I will get 3 of you added onto the Fable map. Let me know the town and let me know the country. If you really want to get involved, fire it in a super chat and I can't ignore you. If you get a super chat, you're guaranteed to get on the map. And I'll answer a question whilst you're firing in your comments. Daniel, hey Sam, do you think it would be better to go for Ndidi as our CDM and holding midfielder? As I said, Daniel, I believe personally that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is simply saying Declan Rice and nobody else. He's very much going for a quality rather than quantity in terms of signings. Solskjaer would rather not sign somebody than sign the second choice in the position he wants. Varane first choice, Maguire first choice, Sancho first choice. I think Declan Rice has always been his first choice for central defensive midfield. And until he gets that player, Solskjaer is prepared to wait. You can agree or disagree whether that is the right thing to do, but it's very much different to the scattergun approach that we've had in the transfer market prior to Solskjaer, signing everybody under the sun, and that didn't work out. And right now, United are in the best position as a club that we have been in a long time. So there's nothing to really suggest that Solskjaer's strategy is not working. Now, let me head down to the comments and see where you're watching from. As I said, leave the town and the country. Let me see here. Oh, we got Julius watching from Johor in Malaysia. On you go. Good morning to you, Julius. And make sure, Julius, you subscribe if you're new to United People TV, because you are now on the map. You're part of the fabled map. So you definitely want to get involved here. Chris, I see you from Sydney, but Sydney's already on the map. Big up to you, Chris. I'm not ignoring you. Don't worry about that. We've got Agnello watching from Goa in India. Good morning to you on Facebook, Agnello. Hopefully you've dropped a like on the video. If you haven't dropped a like on the video, you have to drop a like now because you are getting on the map. Agnello. Oh, no. I'm putting your name in. Whoops. Oh, I haven't even got it on screen. Sorry about that. There we go. Goa in India. I was just typing and you all thought I was lying. I wasn't lying. Goa, you were on the map. Congratulations. Let's get one more from the latest comments that are firing in here. What have we got? Josh. There we go, mate. Good morning to you, Josh. As a member of the family, of course, Holyhead. Is it Holyhead? I think it's Holyhead. North Wales. I don't know. Holyhead, Wales. Holyhead, Gwynedd. Eh? Bloody Wales. I quite like a Welsh accent to me. I like a bit of accents. Look, big up to everyone who joined in this morning. I hope you enjoyed the interactive show. I enjoyed the interactive show. It's Friday. Have a wonderful Friday. Have a cracking weekend. I want to do a video today on Ronaldo and the Glazers and the sort of the position that Manchester United fans have been forced into. I think it'll be an interesting video to do. Hopefully you like it. So make sure you watch that. If you haven't already watched it, watch my video yesterday. I did it on Ronaldo and the tactics at Manchester United this year. What's that going to be? But thank you all for joining in this morning. It's going to be a little bit quiet for this week. It's going to be quiet next week until Man United are back against Newcastle and Ronaldo makes his debut. But thank you, every single one of you, for all joining in. One last shout here before I finish, because we're getting there. We're heading towards that lovely giveaway. Make sure you subscribe to United People's TV. If you are new in town, as soon as we hit that 205,000 people, we're giving a Ronaldo shirt away. So you want to be involved. Thank you all very much for joining in. Have a cracking weekend. As I said, by the way, I lost my voice. If you want to hit me up, my Twitter DMs are always open at @SamPeoples_. Have a cracking weekend, everyone. Thank you all for joining in, and I'll see you soon. Take it easy.